everyone, and welcome back to our channel. As 2022 comes to a close, we at Studio Élan wanted to reflect on the year and recap what happened, while also looking forward to 2023 and beyond. To start off the year, we released the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 versions of Heart of the Woods in February. Next year, we'll be releasing physical versions of the PlayStation and Nintendo Switch versions through limited run games. You'll be able to get the game on its own or in a bundle with the soundtrack. Pre-orders for that are currently slated to open next year. A few months later, we held the very first Élan Festival, where we announced a lot of new things and gave some updates on our various projects. It's also where I made my debut. We hope to do another Élan Festival in 2023, although it'll probably be a bit later in the year compared to the first. Like last time, we hope to have a lot of cool stuff to share with you for it. One of our announcements at Élan Fest was a new Bell House title that we were publishing, Who is the Red Queen by Fornoki. That game came out for free just a couple of months later and is available on Steam and itch.io. If you like dark Alice in Wonderland stories, then this one's for you. Fornoki's released another game since then, so make sure to check that one out too. We also announced Twofold, an upcoming visual novel from Salty Studios. Twofold is the story of Olive, a college freshman on the verge of dropping out, as they make a last-ditch effort to save their academic career. To survive, they're going to need to join either the writing or the art club, getting themselves tangled up in the ongoing battle between the club's leaders. Twofold will be coming out next year with a free demo ahead of the full release, so look forward to those. Our last Bell House title that we announced, Love in a Bottle, is still in development too. Look forward to more info on that game next year. On Halloween, we had a spooky surprise for everyone. We were merging with Studio Coattails. We've worked closely with them for years, for as long as either of our groups have existed, so having them join us just felt natural. In addition to making Highway Blossoms with us, Studio Coattails also released National Park Girls, a game which you can now find under our name on Steam. NPG is an episodic story, with the 5th and final episode coming out in the first quarter of 2023. If a story about America's national parks coming to life as cute girls sounds like something for you, or a story that's equal parts zany and thrilling, then check out the existing episodes of National Park Girls today. Finally, last month, we released Please Be Happy, our first full game in 3 years. Already we felt the love from all around the world for our fox girl and her friends. We're so glad that everyone's been enjoying Please Be Happy. After that long development period, it's all we've been hoping for. If you haven't picked up PBH yet, you can get it on Steam or itch.io, and we'll be bringing it to console in 2023 as well. We also have PBH merch on our web store, and have some other cool items coming next year. As busy as this year was, 2023 is already looking like it's going to be even busier for us. Aside from what we've already mentioned, we have a couple of other plans for next year. For one thing, we're planning a big overhaul to Lock and Key, a magical girl mystery. We won't be changing the story or characters, but we are going to be updating the art direction. Because we're doing Lock and Key totally independently, without a publisher, we're thinking about taking the game to Kickstarter to help raise funds for the game's development, and hopefully add things like custom backgrounds and voice acting. There's a free demo of the game currently available on itch.io and Steam, although we'll be updating that with new art when we're able to. Aside from those projects, we have a few other surprises in store that you'll hear more about next year. Starting with 2023, we want to start having more than one release per year. It's a big change considering it's been 2 years since our last one, the Highway Blossoms DLC, Next Exit. We're looking past 2023 as well. Our next big multi-route project is one that we announced in 2020, around the same time as Please Be Happy. We weren't able to work on them simultaneously like we hoped at the time, but we're all so excited to get back to it now. It's the solar punk visual novel, Summer at the Edge of the Universe.
Hey there, Summer here. This is sort of a message to no one in particular. Or I guess, to anyone who's waiting for a message or a sign. This is it. I know that there's lots of people out there waiting for one, just like I was. So here you go. Whatever it is you're thinking of doing, but that you're too afraid to try, you should go for it. As for me, well, my friends and I are departing on a trip soon. That's something that I've always wanted to say. We used to talk about it a lot when we were younger, but now it's finally coming true. We're leaving tomorrow. It's not really a trip to any place in particular either. That's why I thought this might be a good idea. Fitting, right? We're gonna figure it out along the way. And if I'm being honest, I'm kind of hoping to figure myself out along the way too. But I'm excited. Being together with Hannah, Quinn, and Izzy again makes it feel just like old times. Plus Curiosity, who I'm going to ask help me send this message out to wherever you are, listening to this. I don't know what's going to happen next or who we'll run into, but I can't wait to find out. This time, I don't want there to be any regrets. When I look back someday, I want to think of this trip as when my whole life changed. There's a whole universe out there just waiting to be explored. And I'm gonna see as much of it as I can. Summer at the Edge of the Universe by Studio Élan.
This game, which we call Sama Uni, is the story of Summer Nansen and her friends Hannah, Quinn, and Izzy, plus the robot Curiosity. When all of them reunite for the first time since high school, it's the start of an intergalactic adventure that takes them all the way to the very edge of the universe. They stop at various different planets along the way, seeing what each world has to offer. It's a story full of good friends and good vibes. Because Sama Uni will have 3 routes, it's going to be our longest game yet. That means it's going to be a couple years until it's ready. Right now, we're thinking we'll probably release it in 2025. It's a long way off, but that's because this game isn't just going to have a lot of words. It has a lot of different characters to meet and alien planets to explore, all of which are going to take a while to design. Plus, it's got the soundtrack to match. So it's got a bit of a wait, but we're sure it'll be worth it in the end. We're planning a bigger reintroduction of the game for next year. But for now, we have a new illustration of Summer herself by the game's artist, Adarosa. Thanks for tuning in to our end-of-the-year wrap-up, and we hope you're as excited for everything Studio Élan related that's coming up as we are. One last thing we're eager to share is that we're working on making physical copies of the PC editions of our games available soon. We want to do special editions exclusive to our web store, as well as make regular copies that we're able to sell at conventions and other events. We're also planning to retire some of the merch designs that are on our store right now in order to make room for new ones. So don't wait too long if you're thinking about picking some up. To end things, make sure to check out a special end-of-the-year post featuring some brief messages from a few of our members. Be sure to sign up for our newsletter and to follow us on social media, especially ones that aren't Twitter, if possible. Links to everything, including our Patreon, are in the description. Happy holidays and Happy New Year!